Kantish Sarma. As for my background, I did my bachelor's in civil engineering, and I did my master's in business administration. So I kind of like had some technical and administrative knowledge, but I was not satisfied by that. So I started searching. I started searching for more deeper meaning into life. And during my final year, while I was doing my bachelor's, I found spirituality. Prior to that, I was like quite into my quest. I was searching here and searching there. I didn't know this, all the search is on the internet, so...
So you were doing it on the internet?
Yeah, on the internet. And I was listening to different devotional songs also. Western, Eastern, fabric type, so... And then I found Bhagavad Gita. I came to ISKCON and I found Bhagavad Gita.
How did you find your way to ISKCON?
Actually, my benchmate, he was already into ISKCON during my bachelor's. My benchmate, he was already here, and he was a good guy. So sometimes we need some examples to like justify whether this path is working or not, as proof. So his behavior, he was a very good person. He was always into like trying to make others happy through his small ways, not always some spiritual steps, but by his words, by his action. He was a bit humorous also. He's still my friend, so we are still in touch. He's also practicing Bhakti Yoga, so his example always like inspired me. So this is a good person, so whatever he must be doing, it might be good. So he asked me, it was on the day of Krishna Janmashtami. It was like 10.5 years before. So he asked me whether I'd like to join the celebration. So what came in my mind is, this is a good person, so whatever he proposes might also be good. So I agreed, and somehow by some divine arrangement, that day I wanted to return back as soon as possible, because I was like into drugs also.
How old were you then at that time?
20.
20, okay.
So...
But you said you were lacking something. What was it you were lacking in your life?
I had very good parents. I had, I didn't see much of a struggle during my, like while I was growing up. I didn't have to see so much of that. We were from middle class family, so I didn't have like so much of facilities, but I had average type of life. So most of the like regular things that we need, that the kids desire, I had access to those, like video games and computer, things like that. But slowly as I was growing up, so I got into drugs also. And
what kind of drugs?
Not many. I was into marijuana, into brown sugar, and into this different kind of medication pills also.
But was it because of you were curious?
Yeah,
that you
I
were
was
trying
curious.
It? Yeah.
The motto of my life was always that, like, we have to try everything. That was my motto. So I always tried for that. And I was into music also. I was like, previously I was into a band also. I was the front man.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. There were incidences like when there was one time we were into a music competition.
Yeah.
And so far I remember, I just remember the point, up to the point when I got on the stage. After that I don't remember.
Oh.
Because I had taken so many things.
Oh my God. Okay. Yeah.
And the funny thing is, we have a video of that, of that performance.
Did your parents see that?
No.
Did they know that you were using drugs?
They knew. Later on, I came to know that they knew. but during that time, I always thought that I am cheating. I'm cheating them. I'm so much clever. I'm cheating them. They don't know anything. But later on, after I came to spirituality, they told me that they remained silent all those years because they hoped that I will change for myself.
Oh, that's a
yeah,
very good way
yeah.
of parenting.
Yeah, they always
Letting you
hoped for
find
that.
your own way.
Yeah,
Mm.
but that took some time. I lost some time. So
Yeah, because now how old are you now?
I'm 32.
You're 32. So you have been on this Hare Krishna path for the last...
31, sorry. I'm 31 now.
You're 31. So 11 years you have been on this
10 and a half years.
10 and a half years, yeah. And what is Hare Krishna? Should you call it a movement, or is it like how would you define it for people who don't know, except from seeing people dancing in the street Hare Krishna and having these yellow dresses? How would you describe it?
Hare Krishna, it basically is something natural within us.
Okay.
So it's a movement in a way. It's a spiritual movement to re-spiritualize the society. And it's not necessary that everyone will become Hare Krishna. Everyone will have this attire, or everyone will put tilak or shave their head. It might not be necessary, but it's basically a way to re-spiritualize the society by reminding that we are all connected to God.
And who is God?
Yeah, so God, there are many perceptions. Just like the founder Acharya of ISKCON, the Acharya who founded Srila Prabhupada, he used to tell like different perspectives of how we perceive God. He used to give an analogy. So there's the sun. Just like inside the room during the daytime, there's light. So it is also sun. But if we go more closer, then there's sun disk. We look at the sky and there's a disk. There's a globe, sun globe. And if we go further closer to that sun, which we are not able to because of this body, but if somehow we are able to go near to the sun, then we can see actually what's on the surface. Just like we are here on the surface of earth, we can have a clear picture of what actually the sun is. So God can be perceived in different ways. Just like sometimes God is perceived as energy, all-pervading energy. And sometimes as all-pervading consciousness. So that's one way to realize God. Then if we go closer, then we realize that God is not just all-pervading consciousness, but God is present within each and every one of us. Whether it be humans or plants or animals, God is present everywhere. Just like we have a feeling sometimes inside, like there is a voice that is guiding us.
Have you had it?
Yeah.
I have had it.
Every one of us has.
Yeah,
Every one of us has. And that
when does
voice...
it come? When does that voice come to you? When you're really in need, or
really in need.
Yeah.
When I really want that connection. Otherwise, sometimes I'm on my own, like a false ego, so I think I can do that. I don't hear that voice at that time.
So it's when you are one.
Yeah, as the Bible also says like pride comes before fall. So if I am proud, then I don't hear that voice. But if I'm humble, if I feel helpless, if I really need that help, then I feel that voice. And sometimes like this guilt also is the voice of God. Because guilt always helps us to move towards the right direction. Something that is really wrong, we have a guilt for that. That is also God's voice. He's trying to remind us. He's trying to rediscipline us. So on the next level, we can realize God in that way. And if we move further, then just like you and I, we are persons. We are here talking with each other. We are having some kind of reciprocation. And you might have your daughters also, sons also, or father, mother, husband, wife. Just like we are having such kind of intimate relations with each other, similarly we can have that relation with God also. And it's seen not only in some Hindu scriptures, but it's seen in many different practices. Just like Saint Francis, he also used to share his experiences of his loving relationship with God. I don't recall his words verbatim, but there are so many, like his prayers and his expressions where he seems to have some reciprocation with God. So just knowing, just like there's a prime minister or president of a country, just knowing that there's a president and having a direct relationship with him, it's different.
So that is what Hare Krishna movement is about, to connect
with
to
God.
Okay. And God comes in the form of Krishna in this Hare Krishna movement, or?
No, actually God is one.
God is one, okay.
God is one. Just like you're from Norway, I'm from Nepal. You take rice? Yeah. What do you call rice in Norway? Ris.
Yes.
Okay, ris. In English it's rice.
Yes.
In Norway it's ris.
Yes.
In Nepal we call it bhat. So bhat or ris or rice, are they different things? It's the same thing.
So who is Krishna then?
He's God. Krishna, in Sanskrit, this word Krishna means, there are two verbs in this word. There is Krish and Na.
Okay.
Na, actually it's not an na, but it's na. Na means that vibrates with
tongue
this
goes
upper.
up.
Yeah, na. So Krish and Na. So these two verbs, Krish, it comes from the root karsati, means one who attracts.
Okay.
And Na means everyone, so all attractive. It means Krishna. That is one of the names of God.
Okay. So the one who is attracting everyone, is that what it means?
That is God.
Okay. But like you have in Hinduism, you have Krishna, you have Brahma, you have Vishnu, you have Shiva, you have the female goddesses as well. So which one are I mean, if there is a God, in my head, there is only one God. So why do they have so many different names? Is it different aspects of God?
We can understand from one example, simple example. Just like there's a country. So nowadays it's all like democracy. So let's go into the past. So for a simple example, so in the past there used to be kings. So in a country there is a king and there are ministers. So that king is the same person, but in the office or in his palace and in his private quarters, he is different.
He's playing different roles.
Different roles.
That's what you mean. Okay.
So in the palace or in the office, he's more into official role. But in his private quarters, he might be acting as a horse for his son. And his son might be riding on top of him. Father, now you must go there, you must go here. He's the king. But he's acting as a horse. But in his office, no one even dares to tell that king, okay king, I saw you had become horse in your private quarters with your son. So now also you become horse. I'll ride on top of you. No one can say that. So, and then there are ministers who also have a certain degree of power. They are also representatives of government, but not as much as the king. They are also given some power. So in the similar way, there are demigods and there is God. God is always one. In every tradition, there might be given different names. But just like I give the example of rice, there are just different names, but God is one.
So there are different aspects of the God, is that so? Like Shiva is like the dissolver, destruction.
Yeah.
and Brahma is like the creator, and
Yeah.
then Vishnu is like the operator. So
Yeah.
do they have like different kind of aspects? Or I think
Yeah, there are different aspects also, and just like I give the example of the king,
yeah.
he's playing the role, this official role and this private role. There are different aspects.
Yeah.
But when that king is compared to a demigod, they are different person again.
Okay. And Krishna, who is Krishna? What kind of personality? Can you talk about personality as a god? No.
Why no?
Okay, explain.
So just like there's a bulb,
Yeah.
light bulb,
Okay.
and there is light coming from it.
Mm-hmm.
So without that light bulb, is the light possible? Without having that light bulb,
Yes, you have the sun if you are having the
No, no.
daylight.
Without having the sun, then is the light possible? Sunlight possible?
No, probably not.
Why not? Because sun and its light. Light is the energy of sun. So for every energy, there must be some energetic also. There must be some source. Without the source, the energy emanating from that source is not possible. So without having, we can just have just think about it. Like we as a personal human beings, we have so many reciprocations. We enjoy in so many ways. We enjoy with our friends in one mellow. We enjoy with our parents in another mellow. We enjoy with our husband or wife in another mellow, with our spouse, with our children in another mellow. The mellow that I am tasting with my children in that relationship, I cannot share that with my husband or wife, with my spouse. Or the mellow that I have with my spouse, I cannot share that with children. So even in our case, we can see that we have so much of relationship just because we are persons. With different persons, we have different kind of relationships, and through those relationships, we like enjoy. Because we cannot enjoy things, we need people to enjoy. We need each other. Yeah. In the end, just like this, Stephen Hawking also, his last words were like, "This universe is your home so long as it is fit for the people that you love."
So Krishna consciousness is about love. Is that what you say?
Yeah, it's loving God. Yeah. Because our love, it can be perfect only when we are able to love God. How? If we tend to direct our love to other different things, but if we exclude God, then what happens is I may love someone, but with that same love I may not be able to love another person.
Different kind of
because I am imperfect. I have limitation. But if I love God, and if each and every living entities are His part and parcels, then I will surely love everyone. Just like in a family, there are parents, there is father, mother, grandfather, grandmother. If I love that grandfather, then I will surely love each and every member of that family.
But do you really love everyone, honestly, if you are honestly speaking?
I'm trying to.
Trying to, that's a good one. At least you're honest.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
It's quite hard, isn't it?
Yeah, it takes a lot of experience, practice. It takes time.
And
Because I've grown up in the world, and not only me, you also. This world is such that it's very selfish world. It's selfish, like you have to care for yourself, otherwise you'll be left out. Right from our childhood, when I had some level of consciousness to perceive this world, I was always taught that you must run faster than everyone else.
Competition.
Yeah, competition. And having all those experiences and all those impressions in my mind, it's not easy to just let go of all of this in a moment. It's not possible. It takes time.
How do you practice it in your everyday life?
We have this meditation, mantra meditation. We practice mantra meditation. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
I did it
Hare
today.
Ram, Hare Ram,
108
Ram Ram,
times.
Hare Hare. You did?
Hi, 108 times.
And actually coming from like a background where I was student of science, so I didn't take it blindly. I did so many of researches, obviously online. And this Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, so many researches were done, like in the US also, State University of California, Alfred Ford Hospital, and even in India also, I forgot the name. I guess it was Ramchandra Institute for Higher Studies or something like that. And even in Oxford Center for Hindu Studies also. So different, even in Russia also. Moscow, I forgot the name. So there were so many different researches done on this Maha Mantra, because there were so many like accusations that we are like kind of hypnotizing. If you repeat some word again and again, you will be hypnotized. So there were so many accusations like that. So especially in Russia, one experiment was done. There were two groups of people. One group was told to repeat this Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, and another group was told to repeat some other regular words. You know, like,
without having any connection to the mantra.
Yeah.
So this group who said the mantra, they did not have any connection to the mantra.
Without any connection.
Okay.
They just repeated any like common words. So in the end, what was found out is those who repeated this Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, they felt more positive, optimistic. They felt more connected to God. They felt that they had some kind of guilt towards their bad habit. They felt that they want to change for better. And that group which was told to repeat some regular words, they felt suicidal. They felt like they want to, they felt somewhat disconnected from life and everything else, frustrated. So this experiment was done. So I found out, it's a scientific process, it's a science. Because spirituality, it's a science, it's not just some belief.
Yeah, tell me how.
Because in science, in regular science that we have studied, there are 3 stages. First there is hypothesis, then there is observation, and there is conclusion. So in spirituality also, there's always some facts and figures that are presented before us. Let's say theories also. We might call these theories also. There are some like information given to us. And then there is process. We can go around, different organizations or different like traditions have different kinds of processes. But there are certain processes. And then the initial facts, figures or theories or information, it is told that if you go through these processes, then you can understand, realize, know about all these things. So then there is process, and the third stage is we begin to actually realize the initial facts, figures, theories, information. We begin to understand. So it's a science.
But can I ask a critical question?
Yeah.
Because I see that there are lots of kids coming to the temple where I am staying at the moment. And I mean, it's everywhere. Everywhere we go, kids are socialized by families. Like, it doesn't matter if they belong to Hare Krishna or if they belong to no trust in anything, or if they are like having a racist family. They always like somehow get brainwashed, because kids, they are so, they just like what you say, we are like learning competition. We are learning that. What do you think about that? Like, if you have kids growing up with this Hare Krishna, we are talking about Hare Krishna, so that's why I'm mentioning it. You don't think that they will like somehow be brainwashed? Yeah, I'm just asking you a question.
Yeah. So brainwashing, it happens when we have blind faith, superstitious faith. So as a kid, the parents have the duty to teach them something that the schools and colleges don't teach. That is moral values, how to live life. Like nowhere in this colleges or university, nowhere they will teach us that life is not as we think. Like there is not always success. In the class, it's always about you get this degree, then you will be like a superstar. It's always like that. But the parents, they have to give them the foundational values.
So it's up to each and every parent
Yeah.
to...
So the parents, whatever they are practicing, it's natural that they will pass on the same thing. But ultimately, what we have to look at is in Sanskrit, there's a term called phalena pariciyate. What it means that the tree can be judged by the fruits it bears. So, what kind of fruit is the tree giving? Means how the kids are turning into. There are some traditions or there are some groups, terrorist groups, who are like raising their kids to become terrorism in the name of religion, in the name of faith. And there are some faith or traditions where they are teaching the kids to like help, love, serve everyone. So in the end, it's all about the result. And there are different practices around the world. So everyone has their own path.
Yeah, that was my next question. Do you think we are, each and single one of us, are on our own spiritual unique journey?
Yeah,
like
unique journey. Because sometimes like
as
just
a
like
soul,
yeah,
as a soul.
just like when I gave my introduction, I told that I have done my master's.
Yeah.
So the opportunity to have some study or like going to college is it's there for everyone. But not everyone like studies up to the level that I am. I'm just giving an example. If just like there is PhD degree also, but I have not done that. There is opportunity, but I have not done that because for my life, this master's degree, I feel like it's sufficient for me.
Yeah.
So similarly, in spirituality also, different traditions they like lead to different degrees of realization. Like we must accept this fact that all the traditions, all the practices, they don't like teach us the same level of like realization and knowledge. We can just like nowadays there's comparative religion also. Many people like they are studying that also. So we have to accept this, that not all the religions they are like they can rise us up to the same level. But again, there's another thing is how much am I able to? Just like I gave this example of my studies, I'm able to just like study till the master's level. But there is still opportunity for PhD level also. So there are these two things. What the practice or tradition can offer, that's one aspect. And another is how much can the practitioner or the seeker or that student or disciple, how much can he take? How much can he grab? Because even while eating also, we have some like limitation. Beyond that, we cannot eat. How much you can eat, I may not be able to eat. You might be like a voracious eater, but I may not be able to eat because that's not my capacity. Although the opportunity to eat may be like equal for both of us. So there are these two things. And in the Bhagavad Gita, there's one wonderful thing that Lord Krishna says is we should not ever disturb the faith of those who are having faith to different degrees. We should not disturb their faith.
Not judging.
Yeah,
Never judging.
that's the biggest disservice. Just like I may be like a self-realized person. Let's take an example. So I may have like a very high level of realization and knowledge. I may have direct connection with God. But there's someone who is not able to like come up to my level. And if I destroy his faith, he might be like following something which does not give as much as the level of realization that I am. Like I may be in this level, whatever he is practicing, the ultimate goal, it may be up to this level. But I should not ever disturb his faith. Because if that faith is also disturbed, then he'll end up nowhere. Because if he sincerely reaches up to this level, then he will, in the future, he will progress up to this level. Because our life, this single life is not all in all.
But can I ask you another critical question? I think it's interesting. I really love this talk. Not judging, but then there is all these rules in every religion.
Yeah.
There are so many rules. So when you have all these rules, of course, people they start judging.
Yeah.
Like in Islam, you have the rules. In
Yeah.
Christianity, you have the rules. In Judaism, you have the rules, and you have also in Hare Krishna movement. So how can you avoid how can you not being judgmental while there are all these rules? Because I mean, not everybody, not to say that they have not reached a certain level of consciousness, but I think it's very easy as humans to judge, especially when we learn things like you're not supposed to have sex, you're not supposed to use drugs, you're not supposed to gamble, you're not supposed to cheat, you're not supposed, and how can people not judge when they have been taught that these things are wrong? Like, let's say you know that I should not do it, but I do it anyway. How can people not judge? Do you understand
rules,
my question?
So rules, they are basically the ways to reach the essence. Rules are not the end. Like in philosophy, we have this term form and substance.
Mm-hmm.
So the substance, we have to grab the substance from that form.
Mm-hmm.
So similarly, rules, they are like not the end. Simply following the rules, that's not enough. What is required is what have I learned or what have I gained after following that rules. That is more important. So nowadays, like in the name of religion or in the name of spirituality, we focus more on rules. Because you know why we focus on rules? Because they are so easy. We can like make a checklist and we can just simply put a tick mark on that. But how much have I changed? It's so difficult to understand. Can you examine yourself, like objectively?
I do.
Yesterday I have 99 greed. Now I have 98 greed. Is it possible? No. But rules, it's so easy. Yesterday, how much I prayed, how many times I recited some mantras or verse or shloka, anything. Simply following the rules, it's so easy. And most of us, like, we tend to go into those rules. It's easy. And it can give me a label that I am like, yes, I'm doing spiritual. But actually spirituality, it's not about just being stuck in those rules. It's about going beyond that. It's about like changing ourselves. And if we go into that essence, then here's a fellow being, here's a fellow person who is also struggling. Maybe struggling with the rules, maybe struggling with different things, struggling with life, struggling with like some past habits, bad habits, struggling to like bring some good habits. And because the first and foremost result that spirituality must bring is compassion
towards ourselves and towards others.
And if simply by following rules I don't have that compassion, then it means that I'm still not spiritual. I have gone into some ritual but not spiritual. Because if in that in those rituals there is no spirit, I'm just doing for the namesake, and it's not actually some spiritual practice. So, and on the other side, there's always this false ego. There's always this pride to prove oneself better than others. And sometimes we use this spirituality also to like satisfy our false ego, satisfy our pride.
Do you think it's because it's very difficult to relate to the unseen world? We want to belong, and I think that's the origin of why we are like searching, or why we are following a religion or a spiritual path or a movement or whatever. But it is very difficult to grasp the unseen world, which is spirituality.
Yeah, by ourselves, on our own, it's difficult. But when we have help from the scriptures, from those people who are actually following those scriptures, and through a community of people who are like striving, who are always eagerly trying to like live up to those standards, then it will be easy.
But how can you find those people? Because there are so many gurus
Desire.
around the world.
Desire.
Desire.
The first and foremost thing is desire.
Mm-hmm.
I always ask myself, actually, our guru here, one of our senior guru, Patri Prabhu, he always tells us to always ask ourselves one question: why am I doing what am I doing?
Mm-hmm.
What's the end goal that I want?
Mm-hmm. What is the intention behind what you do? Mm-hmm.
So I must be clear in that.
Mm-hmm.
So what's my goal? Just like spirituality, without God, there's no spirituality. Sometimes there are some traditions who say that we don't need God for spirituality. No, God, spirituality means God. Spirituality means about spirit. And when it comes about spirit, then always there is source of spirit, there is God. So on what level do I want to understand God? I want to know God just as, okay, there is God, okay, done. Then again there's another stage where I want to understand God as like with awe and reverence. Yeah, He's always fulfilling us. And then there's further step where I want to understand God in the act of service. What can I do for God? Not that how can God like always fulfill my desires, but what can I do? What can I do for His service?
Can you explain that? What do you mean by what can I do for God? Do you think God needs us to do
God
anything for it?
doesn't need anything.
So,
But just like you're a mother,
yeah.
do you need anything from your son?
No.
But sometimes, like now, he may be earning his own money, but there might have been a time then when he didn't earn money, obviously, during his childhood days. And sometimes he used to come to you asking for some money, and you give him some money, and he brings a gift for you. That seems so pleasing. It's your own money, but your son giving you some gift, it seems so much pleasing. Oh, he loves me so much. So everything that we have, it all comes from God. But when we, in our turn, try to serve Him, it's an act of gratitude. Because spirituality, it teaches us gratitude. It's not that an atheist person, he doesn't have like God in his life. No, he also has. But he's not at all grateful. He's grateful because of not being grateful. And spirituality, it teaches us more and more to become grateful towards God. The journey begins like we approach God, begging for so many things. I don't have this, I don't have this, I don't have this. Please give me this, give me that, give me this. And slowly as we progress, we realize that I have so many things that God has given me. I have so many things.
What is the most important thing you have? Which you're grateful for?
This Krishna.
Yeah.
As soon as I got his words, Bhagavad Gita, it changed my life. It's the most important thing. And his devotees, of course. Because they are always like inspiring me, motivating me, reminding me to live better, to always work on myself, to always like try to be better me rather than yesterday, more today, rather than today, more tomorrow.
It's something which fascinates me a lot. One thing is that there is so much singing and dancing, which I really appreciate because I have education in dance and movement therapy, and I love dancing. So, and I also have education in how sound can be used to work with people. And I really love that here because it's just like, it looks like a very happy movement. Another thing which fascinates me is like, it's a big worldwide movement. And it seems like everybody is just doing things for free. Like people who are working here, they are not earning any money. And they call themselves devotees. Can you tell a little bit about that, how this movement is run? Because that fascinates me a lot.
The main foundation of this movement is service.
Yeah.
It's not what can I take, but it's about what can I give.
Yeah.
This world teaches us to like take.
Yeah.
But spirituality, it teaches us to give. Obviously, we have different capacities. According to that, we try to do that. So, first about chanting and singing and
Mhm.
dancing. So any person, whether he's spiritual or not, any person, when he is like so much happy, when he's so much bliss, he naturally like dances.
Fair enough, yes.
So yeah. So when we like try to make connection with God, or when we have connection with God, it's just a natural like expression, dancing and singing. In every practices around the world, there's always this thing, singing the names of God. Even in the Bible also, even in the Quran also, they do it 5 times a day. So they're always like chanting and singing the names of God. And one of our acharyas, our predecessor teachers, he has like told how singing helps us to focus. Without music and with music, it's totally different. With music, it's easier for us to like focus. So that way also we can see at that. So singing and dancing, it's like our expression of connection with Krishna or God. And
doing it in a group is also
group,
always
it's more
much
powerful,
more
yeah.
powerful.
Yeah.
Whatever you do
Whatever
yoga,
practice, yeah.
or you go for a tour, or whatever you
Yeah.
do, as long as you're with the group.
And one of our acharyas, Madhvacharya, he has told like, if you try every way possible to change yourself, to break some old bad habits, if you try every possible way, but if you are not able to, you just stay in association, you'll change for yourself. So association, it's so much powerful. That's why even in the regular world also, like there are business association, medical association, engineering association, pharmaceutical association. Because when they come together, like they are, it's just the example of this bundle of sticks and just single stick. Single stick you can break easily, but bundle of sticks, it's very difficult.
And then you have the service.
Yeah.
Everybody who's
so
here.
yeah, service, it's an like I previously told also, like what can I do from my part?
Yeah.
So devotees, they come together, and it's all about like, sometimes we go in the streets like distributing books, and people are amazed, and most of the times they ask us, how much do you get paid?
Yeah. But nobody gets paid here.
No. And then sometimes when they ask me like, how much is your salary? How much do you get paid? And I said, I don't get paid. No, it cannot be possible. So no, I don't get paid, really. I don't need this for payment. Like, I have my degree. I'm a civil engineer. I have a business degree, so I can get much more salary that I can get here. So I don't get paid. And then they become curious. Oh, you are an engineer. Then why are you doing all this? Because I want to spread happiness. And this is my teeny effort to spread this happiness. I may not be able to like do big shows and be big like, I may not be able to do on that level, but reaching one person, every individual at a single time, that's the way I can do something.
You said yesterday something like, before you wanted to change the world, or was it Gandhi?
Yeah. Gandhi. There's a famous statement: "Be the change you want to see in the world."
Okay, we have talked a lot. I love this talk. We could continue forever and ever, but we have to finish it sometime. So I'm going to finish it now. I'm going to give you some words, and I want you to finish the sentences.
Okay.
People are...
I didn't get that again.
I will give you one sentence,
Yeah.
and I would like you to finish the sentence for me.
Yeah.
People are...
People are... I'm just running out of words. I have that. Surprising.
Okay, life is...
Beautiful.
Politics is...
It's it's meant to actually inspire the people, but nowadays it's dirty.
Bullshit is...
That's what your page's name is.
That's the name of my blog.
Yeah.
What is bullshit? Bullshit is...
Duplicity is bullshit.
Duplicity.
Yeah.
Okay. And what is happiness? Happiness is
Happiness is connecting with God, loving God, and sharing the same with everyone.
What's your aim?
Aim is to serve as much as I can.